The great man joins us, not about politics, but lots of other things. Warne from London right now. Great man, how are you?
G'day, guys. Sorry to interrupt. It was actually fascinating. I enjoyed listening.
Well, I can get your view on French subs, or I can ask you a couple of other things. As a proud Victorian, I've got to ask, before we get to everything else, how have you felt about the past couple of days seeing what's been going on in Victoria and that lockdown that's about to go world record?
Yeah, look, it's been pretty disappointing to see that. I've got my 3 children back in Australia and in Victoria. They're locked up. I'm missing them like crazy. It's been a shame to see what's happening in Melbourne. It's such a beautiful place. It's such a great city, one of the best cities in the world. It's been voted the most livable city 9 or 10 times out of the last 12 years. It's a sporting capital of the world. So to see what's happened in Victoria, and I think it's going to be the record days of hard lockdown during this pandemic. It's just such a shame what's going on to such a beautiful city.
And believe it or not, there's a cricket angle to lockdown and all the rest of it too, which is apparently Boris Johnson in his meeting with Scott Morrison suggested that we should find some sort of a workaround for the English team to not have to do the full 2 weeks hotel experience when it comes to the Ashes. The PM says, look, I'll see what I can do, but there's a pretty strong public backlash if there are special circumstances for anyone else. So what do you think? Should the English boys get ready for hotel for 2 weeks or find another way?
Look, it's at the moment, the 14-day mandatory quarantine in Australia. Every other country is doing 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. You do your PCR test, you do your lateral flow tests. I've been over here in England working for Sky Sports and commentating on the recent series. I've been here for the last few months, and it's been very interesting to see how the UK have lived with COVID in this pandemic. Basically, they've learned to live with it, and everyone's getting double vaccinated. And I'm not trying to get too political here, but people are just getting on with it, and it's a bit of a normality. There was 350,000 people at sporting events here over the last few weeks, and people are living a relatively normal life because they've been double vaccinated. In Australia, I think we got to the stage where we thought, have a look at us. We're doing so well with no COVID cases. It was only a matter of time until COVID became a lot stronger in all the different states and in Australia. So I don't think we can learn to have no COVID. I think we have to learn to live with it. I know it's a choice to get vaccinated, and I'm not pushing anyone, but all I would say is I've had COVID. I've been double vaccinated, and I didn't get it as bad because I was double vaccinated. And because everyone is double vaccinated here, you've been able to travel, you've been able to get around, you've been able to go to the pubs, you've been able to go to restaurants, you've been able to attend sporting events, and no lockdown. In Australia, there seems to be a huge backlash against being vaccinated. And to me, it's pretty simple. Get vaccinated, there's no lockdowns, you can travel. If you don't get vaccinated, then you're going to get COVID pretty badly. The hospital system, the beds and everyone else that people get COVID could be a lot harsher. And also then the flow-on effect from mental health, from small businesses, etc. So to see Scott Morrison and Boris Johnson, I'm sure they'll come up with a 14-day resort-style thing where there's pools and golf courses for the team, and they'll have to do the 14 days. There shouldn't be any special privileges for them, I don't think.
Maybe they can rent your old place. You had a nightclub down there.
They would have had fun in that house. It was a ripper.
Yeah, I think so too. Also, I've got to say, I'm looking forward to summer on Fox Sports, where we'll be able to see you commentating all the way through, of course. Having a national team, because it was fun for a couple of weeks when Australia was kind of back to being one country, not all the multiple state stuff. That's going to be the great thing about summer, apart from crowds coming back, having a national team to remind us that we are one country, not separate countries that happen to share a defence force.
Yes, exactly right. Australia, we're very, very lucky. Australia cricket team represents Australia, not just Victoria or New South Wales or Queensland or West Australia or any other state. We are the national team. The Ashes is something that I think can define your career as an Australian or English cricketer. It's important to go ahead. And I think in these times that we're facing at the moment, any type of joy we can bring to people, it's very important that this Ashes series goes ahead, because it brings, as I said, joy, smiles to people's faces, gets people involved in some sport again. And after everything that us Australians have been through, it'd be nice to see a smile on people's faces and hopefully a bit of happiness, because it's been horrible what's been happening in Australia.
Bloody oath. Before we get to the obvious reason behind you, do you care that the MCC's dropped the term batsman? Now it is batter. Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter to me. I think we've got to move with the times, and if that's acceptable and right, then I've got no issue.
All right. And I've got to ask, very difficult question, perhaps the hardest question you're going to get all the way through. As a St Kilda man, D's or dogs?
Yes. Oh, I feel it's hard because I want both sides to win, but I think I have to go for the Bulldogs because Marcus Bontempelli, captain of the Bulldogs, I think he does a great job. He's a great fella. And one of my best friends, Mervyn Gregory Hughes, is a woof doggy man. So I think I have to go for the Bulldogs.
Good stuff. All right. Now, obviously, we get the chance to talk to you because of the advanced hair thing. You got a new ad which is coming out about all of that. You're all in on this mob.
Yeah, I've been 17 years I've been with advanced hair. It's a serious issue. I mean, a lot of people like to put a bit of, take the mickey out of it a little bit, but it's a serious issue for men and women. Hair loss and what we've been through this pandemic and what we're going through over the last 18 months or so or longer is the flow-on effects and the byproduct of actually hair loss. We've seen a huge spike in hair loss in men and women through this pandemic. So we've launched a new ad. We're offering 100% guarantees. There's new technology that's come in. I know some people don't mind going bald, which is fine. If people think they can rock the Bruce Willis look, that's fine. I couldn't. I didn't like it. And I didn't like going bald. So I want to do something about it. I had a consultation. 17 years later, I'm pretty passionate about it because I know how it can affect you. Going out to dinner wearing a hat because you want to hide your bald spot. You don't want to go out socially. You lose confidence, both men and women. So it's a serious issue. It affects mental health, which we understand at the moment, what everyone's going through with mental health at the moment. So I'm just encouraging people now to come in. If it's affecting your life and you're not happy with your confidence levels or your hair, please come and have a consultation at one of the Advanced Hair studios. They'll tailor-make a program to you that suits you. There's not just one program. And that means that hopefully you'll have some confidence back in your life, that you'll actually live a better life. You might even get a bit of swagger back as well.
Good man. Thank you. Do appreciate it, Warnie. Lovely to talk to you, mate. Thank you so much.
Good on you, mate. Thank you very much. And go the Dogs. And to all my Victorian friends out there, hang in there. Hang in there. Hopefully everything will be okay.
Good man. Looking forward to seeing you back here at Fox Sports and Fox Cricket this summer. Of course, well, to get the chance to talk to the great man, well, we agreed to play the ad. So, sorry, Media Watch, but here's the ad.
G'day, Warnie here to talk to you about hair loss. Yes, hair loss, hair loss, hair loss! Got it? Now, there is absolutely no reason to suffer from hair loss because the medical specialists at Advanced Hair Clinic fixed my hair loss and they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. Yes, Advanced Hair Studio offer a 100% guarantee to get a result.
There you go.